In the meantime, we already know what the media has been saying a lot about the president's tax plan, even what fellow Republicans, a lot of them have been saying of the president's tax plan that doesn't add up. Gerri Willis has been following the reports and a lot of the cynicism going into these reports. You know, it's interesting, Gerri, if you go back in history and you read a lot of the consensus wisdom on big tax cuts, whether it were Ronald Reagan's or even Bill Clinton's or George Bush Jr.'s, I mean, very similar type of dissing, you know?
Dissing and also complete misunderstanding. You can tell that these Washington reporters, ours accepted, of course, who are all very, very smart, they don't really understand the numbers. They don't really understand the tax code. Major problems with the reporting and major bias. Let's start with the New York Times. Here's a headline that caught our attention. Trump tax plan would shift trillions from U.S. coffers to the richest. Really? Well, let's take a look at the plan. What does it say? Well, guess what? Standard deductions get doubled, in fact. So I don't see that as something for the richest. It benefits everybody, but especially those with low incomes. And also at the high end, folks are getting that state and local tax deduction taken back, right? 88% of the folks who use that earn $100,000 or more. That's a negative for them. This isn't helping the rich. I want to show that the statement that you pulled out of the same story that says the outline that Mr. Trump offered on Wednesday, less a tax overhaul plan than a list of costly cuts with no price tags attached, rushed out by a president staring down his 100-day mark in office, calls for tax reductions for individuals of every income level as well as business large and small. Hey, this wasn't made up on the fly. We've known all along that they were going to go for something that was transformational. And this is what this plan is. It's tax reform, not just tax reductions. There's a ripping away of a lot of deductions, fewer tax brackets, down from 7 to 3. That is tax reform. And so it seems to me the New York Times just doesn't get it. Now, let me show you some other headlines out there. These are just crazy. President Trump's tax plan would help would slash Trump's taxes. Trump's tax proposal would be ridiculously good for the rich people. I think the reason they're stuck on this is because the plan does away with the estate tax and AMT. And you know what that is, the alternative minimum tax. But in reality, these taxes have really hit small business operators and middle-income people. So, you know, the folks at the Times and other news outlets, they just can't get their head around what is real tax reform. That's what we're looking at right now. Keep in mind the highest tax bracket, it's not getting as much of a bang for the buck as Trump originally wanted. They're reducing it out to 35%, not 33%. So I'm just saying, I think they got it wrong here. You got to be careful what you read and look at the facts, right?
And we should point out that state and local taxes have essentially doubled since that last Ronald Reagan attempt, and he brought the top federal rate down to 28% eventually. Right now, they're just bringing it down to 35%. But perspective, like you say, Gerri, is always in order. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right.